The federal government has shut down before. But what's happening in Washington right now is unlike anything we've seen in modern history. On day 2 of the 2025 shutdown, President Donald Trump is turning the crisis into a tool, using it to push mass layoffs, freeze projects, and punish political opponents. For hundreds of thousands of federal workers, and for millions of Americans who depend on federal programs, the stakes couldn't be higher. Traditionally, government shutdowns mean federal employees are furloughed, sent home without pay until funding resumes. But this time, the Trump White House is going further. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt announced that layoffs are imminent, not just furloughs. That means permanent job cuts, not temporary ones. The Office of Management and Budget, led by Trump ally Russ Vought, a key author of the Conservative Project 2025 Policy Blueprint, has already frozen $18 billion in infrastructure funds for New York subway and tunnel projects, directly targeting the home state of Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. For Trump, this is more than a shutdown. It's leverage. In his own words, he can trim the budget to a level you couldn't do any other way. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimates that during the shutdown, 750,000 federal workers could be sidelined on any given day. That's about $400 million in lost wages every 24 hours. Those still working at critical agencies, like the military, Homeland Security, and border enforcement, will continue on the job but won't see a paycheck until the shutdown ends. For many families living paycheck to paycheck, even a few missed weeks can mean choosing between paying rent or buying groceries. This shutdown isn't just about money, it's about politics. Already, OMB Director Vought has tried clawing back funds for Head Start programs, clean energy projects, overseas aid, and even public broadcasting. Democrats call this punishment politics. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries put it bluntly, "The cruelty is the point." By threatening irreversible cuts, the administration is pressuring opponents to cave, while reshaping the federal government in line with Trump's broader agenda. At the center of the standoff is healthcare. Democrats are refusing to back any funding bill that doesn't protect Affordable Care Act subsidies. Without them, premiums for millions could more than double by year's end, according to the Kaiser Family Foundation. Republicans, meanwhile, say they're willing to negotiate. But later. Vice President J.D. Vance told reporters that subsidies don't expire until December, and insisted there's no need for urgency now. For Democrats, waiting isn't an option. For Republicans, it's a bargaining chip. And in the middle, Families already anxious about rising medical bills. The shutdown also hits the broader economy. The CBO warns that stalled federal spending reduces demand across the private sector, dragging down GDP. Every day the government stays closed, the risk of broader slowdown grows, hitting small businesses, tourism, and even global markets that look to the US for stability. Shutdowns are always political battles, but in 2025 the rules are changing. The Trump administration is weaponizing the shutdown itself, using it not as a standoff to be resolved, but as a tool to reshape the government, reward allies, and punish opponents. With Congress gridlocked and no talks scheduled until after the Jewish Holy Day, federal workers and American families are bracing for weeks, maybe longer, of uncertainty. What began as a funding dispute is fast becoming a struggle over the very nature of government itself.